From the namaz at Delhi's iconic Jama Masjid to Pakistan's Pashtun tribe celebrating Eid with traditional games, those were the visuals from the region marking the end of the holy month of Ramzan. Hello and welcome. I'm Kripa and this is Inside South Asia. The United States and Israel's war with Iran is roiling global energy markets. Since fighting erupted on February 28, one of the first major fallout points has been chaos in the Strait of Hormuz. Now, an active war zone, the vital waterway is effectively shut down amid the clashes. Tanker traffic has plummeted, squeezing worldwide energy supplies. And in South Asia, nations are facing soaring fuel costs that are adding extra strain on their fragile economies.
Across South Asia, a region home to nearly 2 billion people, the consequences of the war are already becoming visible in everyday life. From India to Bangladesh, Pakistan to Nepal and Sri Lanka, rising fuel prices, tightening supplies and growing uncertainty are placing enormous pressures on economies. Approximately half of India's crude imports typically pass through the Strait of Hormuz, making the disruption of shipping routes a matter of immediate concern. As of the 24th of March, only 2 LPG cargoes have managed to reach India, a fraction of normal demand. Prior to this, however, the government has assured the public that India's strategic reserves remain adequate for the short term.
भारत में बड़ी मात्रा में कच्चा तेल, गैस और फर्टिलाइजर जैसी अनेक जरूरी चीजें हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट के रास्ते से आती हैं। युद्ध के बाद से ही हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट में जहाजों का आना जाना बहुत चुनौतीपूर्ण हो गया है। बावजूद इसके हमारी सरकार का ये प्रयास रहा है कि पेट्रोल, डीजल और गैस की सप्लाई बहुत ज्यादा प्रभावित न हो, देश के सामान्य परिवारों को परेशानी भी कम से कम हो, इस पर हमारा फोकस रहा है।
Authorities have begun taking steps to stretch domestic supplies. Refineries have been instructed to maximize LPG production for household consumption. Meanwhile, essential sectors such as hospitals and educational institutions have been given priority. Despite the government's affirmation, commercial establishments, including restaurants and hotels, are being cautious. Mohammad Rafi and his team have operated a local cafe in Shaheen Bagh for over a decade. They have served hundreds of customers every day. Before, Rafi used 4 gas cylinders to run various stores, but now he's down to just 1.
We are worried about what to do. We cannot even use firewood because it causes pollution. Our businesses are being affected. The country is facing a crisis because of the ongoing war.
In Bangladesh, long lines of vehicles have become a familiar sight outside fuel stations in the capital, Dhaka. In some areas, queues have stretched for kilometers, with motorists waiting for hours to fill their tanks.
I'm an Uber driver. Every morning I go out with this motorcycle to work and return home in the evening. Fuel for my motorcycle is very essential for me. After standing in line for 2 hours, I'm getting only 2 liters of fuel. We are actually victims of this situation. If the government arranges any alternative solution, it would be better for us.
The shortages have forced the Bangladeshi government to take drastic measures. Authorities have deployed police and army personnel at several stations in an effort to maintain order and prevent panic buying. 4 fertilizer plants have been temporarily shut down so that limited fuel supplies can be redirected towards electricity generation. But even then, several cities are experiencing daily power cuts lasting up to 6 hours. The Bangladesh Energy Regulatory Commission has also raised jet fuel prices by nearly 80%, marking the second increase this month alone. For a country that imports nearly 95% of its fuel, much of it from West Asia, the war has exposed just how vulnerable its energy security truly is. In Pakistan, the crisis is unfolding in an equally painful way. Mohammad Mohsin, a 23-year-old motorcycle rider, explains how every litre of petrol now comes at a cost he can barely afford.
These days, a single job is not enough to meet your expenses. We have to work extra hours and then we can meet our needs.
As the sole breadwinner for his family, Mohsin supports his wife and children while also sending money back to his parents. But with petrol prices climbing above 320 rupees per litre, much of what he earns is now spent simply keeping his motorcycle on the road. Across cities like Karachi, Lahore and Islamabad, transport operators have raised fares in response to soaring fuel costs. The burden has been directly passed on to the passengers. For millions of families already struggling with inflation, the rising cost of transport and basic goods is tightening household budgets even further. The impact of the energy crisis can be seen in sporting arenas as well. According to the officials of the Pakistan Cricket Board, the country's premier domestic T20 league is taking place in empty stadiums due to the recent spike in oil prices. In Nepal, the crisis has taken the form of shortages of cooking gas. In the capital, Kathmandu, residents have been queuing for hours with empty LPG cylinders outside distribution depots. The state-owned Nepal Oil Company has instructed the bottling plants to sell half-filled cylinders in order to conserve dwindling stocks. The government has also issued fuel-saving directives across ministries and restricted the use of official vehicles to essential duties. Officials are even considering introducing an odd-even system for private vehicles. Sri Lanka, still recovering from its devastating economic collapse in 2022, is once again bracing for turbulence. Motorists in Colombo have been seen forming long queues outside petrol stations as new restrictions begin to take effect.
Although others started a world war, it is we who are suffering. It is very difficult to make a living.
Authorities say the country currently has fuel reserves sufficient for just over a month under existing consumption levels. In response, the government has raised fuel prices by roughly 25% and reintroduced rationing measures. Weekly quotas have been imposed on private vehicles, buses and trucks, with the QR code-based fuel distribution system revived to prevent hoarding and panic buying. Under normal circumstances, around 20 million barrels of oil pass through the Strait of Hormuz every single day. The figure accounts for roughly a fifth of global oil consumption. But as the war in Iran drags on with no clear end in sight, the disruption of that vital route is affecting everyday life across South Asia, which raises a pressing question for governments and citizens alike. How long can South Asian economies absorb the shock of a prolonged war in West Asia?
And keeping our top focus on the effects of war on South Asia, a story of hope has emerged. This comes from India's Jammu and Kashmir for those affected in Iran. What began as a modest initiative by members of the Shia community in Kashmir to raise funds for war-affected people in Iran, it has rapidly transformed into one of the region's largest humanitarian efforts in recent memory. Up next, we tell you about the donation drive that has now grown into a valley-wide movement, drawing participation from all communities and transcending religious and social boundaries.
It is a people-to-people connection beyond international borders, a fundamental spirit of compassion that has brought thousands across Jammu and Kashmir together. In a heartening display of unity, Sunni Muslims, Hindus and Sikhs across the valley have joined the humanitarian campaign to help Iran, adding momentum to the drive the Grand Mufti of the Kashmir Valley publicly urged members of the Sunni community to actively participate. He emphasized that the cause rises above sectarian and religious division, calling on every section of society to contribute.
This campaign was initiated by the Shia community, but the Sunni community with men, women and children has also participated in large numbers, contributing jewelry, cash and whatever they could. We have also seen participation from Hindus and Sikhs. The brutality of American and Israeli forces, particularly in the killing of Sayyid Ali Khamenei, has united people from all communities. Hindus, Sikhs and others are now standing together against this oppression by Israel.
Over the past week, donation camps have been set up across every district in the valley, witnessing massive public turnout. Women have been seen donating personal items like jewelry, while others have brought copper utensils as offerings. In rural parts of the valley, some individuals have donated livestock, including cattle, while many others have contributed cash and check. Particularly moving scenes have emerged from donation centers where hundreds of children arrived carrying their piggy banks, willingly parting with their savings to support Iran's people.
I've been here for quite some time, observing the people who have come to donate. Just a while ago, 4 to 5 women from the Sunni community donated their jewelry and cash. We stand in solidarity with the people of Iran. While none of the neighboring countries are stepping forward to help, we want to show the world that we support the people as they resist this oppression.
Organizers estimate that nearly 500 crore Indian rupees have already been collected across the Kashmir Valley, with expectations that the figure will rise further in the coming days as the campaign continues to gather momentum. The initiative stands as a powerful testament to Kashmir's enduring spirit of unity and generosity.
Nepal's rapper turned politician, 35-year-old balen shah. He's starting his new innings as the Himalayan nation's new prime minister following his centrist Rashtriya Swatantra Party's landslide victory in the March 5 general election. While his race to power has been nothing short of meteoric, he now faces the far harder task of fixing Nepal's ailing economy and other significant challenges. Our next report explores more. Take a look.
From a disruptive political outsider to governing leader, the political journey of the former Kathmandu mayor is the stuff dreams are made of. In the high-stakes March 5th election that came 6 months after mass protests against corruption led by Gen Z demonstrators resulted in the toppling of the government. Balen Shah scripted a memorable win over veteran 4-time Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli in his own constituency. Propelled by anti-establishment sentiment and youth anger over corruption, it marked one of the most dramatic shifts in Nepal's political landscape in decades. Now, armed with a mandate to tackle political instability, Shah's Rashtriya Swatantra Party or RSP, which is a 3-year-old political group, finds itself facing key challenges and great expectation.
The mandate of this election is that the new generation should run the country, replacing the old one. Mainly in sectors like education, health and employment, we have a lot of expectations from this government. It is yet to be seen whether it can meet these needs of the people. If it does, it would be good.
Rashtriya Swatantra Party has set itself lofty goals, namely to create 1.2 million jobs and more than double per capita income to $3,000 within the next 5 years, while curbing outflows of Nepalis seeking work abroad. Noteworthy is the fact that an equivalent of a third of Nepal's GDP comes from remittances, a significant portion from numbers of workers in Gulf nations who have been adversely impacted by the raging West Asia conflict. Additionally, the landlocked nations' fuel supplies have been significantly hit due to the war.
The biggest challenge of this government is to bring back thousands of Nepali citizens stranded in war-torn West Asian countries and addressing their difficulties. Nepal's internal issues can be resolved by developing basic infrastructure and amending existing laws.
Economist Chandramani Adhikari is of the opinion that the political stability will boost the foreign investors' morale, but also issued a warning that the financial situation may be worse for the new government than the old.
Internal factors such as limited resources create significant challenges. In addition, the new government must address the high expectations of the people. Many laws are unclear and scattered, requiring proper management. Furthermore, there is a need to strengthen institutional capacity and enhance both work effort and efficiency within the bureaucracy.
In addition to the economic challenges, the issues of justice and corruption need to be addressed sooner rather than later. It is to be noted that no one has been held accountable for the 77 people killed during last year's unrest. The Rashtriya Swatantra Party has vowed that it will investigate corruption and prosecute those responsible for violence. Another challenge facing the relatively new political outfit is that many of its lawmakers have entered politics for the very first time, which begs the all-important question. How will Balendra Shah and the new ruling party, with limited legislative and administrative experience, manage the delicate diplomatic balance and deal with old challenges both at home and abroad? Only time will tell.
In the narrow, dusty lanes and by-lanes of Old Delhi, the Havelis or the grand residences of Mughal-era nobility, a nostalgic reminder of Old Delhi's rich architectural past, now stand at a fragile crossroads. A handful of these Havelis have been lovingly restored, but many more are on the verge of ruination. Check our next report as it spotlights the heritage under siege.
The 17th century walled city, founded as the Mughal capital, Shah Jahanabad, is today colloquially known as Old Delhi. Across this rich architectural and cultural landscape are scattered the historic Haveli homes or traditional mansions. A throwback to a bygone era where the nobles once entertained their guests. These remnants of a slower, more elegant way of life, with airy courtyards, carved sandstone pillars, and homes built around a deeply social way of life, are in danger of sliding quietly into ruin. Years of neglect, inheritance battles, and relentless urban pressure has led to cracked facades, shuttered gateways, and sagging balconies. But some like Ashok Mathur, a fourth-generation resident, self-admittedly in love with the Haveli, have never considered leaving and continue to live in the ancestral property despite mounting challenges.
So this house is touching about 130 plus years. now, and you see that we haven't touched much of the architecture. We haven't disturbed much of the architecture except for the repairs that we keep doing it for maintaining it, and it's been a house for about 5 generations now for us.
Although he laments the loss of community and is nostalgic about the social world that once defined the Haveli life, it is a matter of pride and joy for him to stay here, enabling others to maintain a connection with their roots.
Members of the family who have moved out of the place still consider this place as an umbilical cord, and they come and we all celebrate major festivals together. So that way we are lucky to, and I honestly feel a little, I take pride in continuing to live here so that it becomes, it remains as people to come back to their roots.
Caught between two futures of careful restoration and the other of gradual decay, the conservation of these Havelis in Old Delhi remains a huge challenge. Conservationist K.T. Ravindran is of the opinion that while Old Delhi is economically vibrant, its Havelis suffer from unclear titles and multiple claimants.
One of the main reasons why the Havelis are in the shape they are in is because they are all embroiled in legal matters in terms of inheritance and ownerships and so on and so forth. So multiple families actually have stake claim on one property, and therefore no one can act.
In addition to family disputes, the push to convert properties into shops or apartments has led to rapid decline. But it is not all gloom and doom. Although the deterioration today is to be blamed on the bureaucratic hurdles and a lack of funds, which have mostly been routed for the development of new parts of the city, is revival of such mansions possible in today's era?
It is in a condition of deterioration. That certainly is so, because not much investment has gone into the old city. All the investment is hogged by the new part of the city. Most Indian cities have this dichotomous condition of an old city and a new city. So all the investment, the new capital that flows into the city goes to the new part of the city, and the old part stays neglected.
With each Haveli forming a part of a larger social ecosystem of neighborhoods, crafts and traditions, the deterioration and loss of these magnificent residences goes well beyond architecture.
In Nepalese culture, horses hold mythological significance. Legend has it that some horses trampled a demon called Tundi. And every year on the 18th of March, Nepal celebrates its annual horse festival. It is called Ghode Jatra, with a parade to honor the animal. The horse parade is carried out to suppress the spirit of the demon. We leave you with these images of the festival. I'm Kripa. Thank you for watching.
In West Asia, every move shifts the world's balance. Wars, ceasefires, alliances, power never stands still. From Tehran to Tel Aviv, from Damascus to Doha, the West Asia Post cuts through the chaos to reveal the